Hello everyone, welcome back to David at Go To Hobbies. You know what the truth is, don't you? This government has not got a clue. Donald Trump is more experienced in business, and that is one of the problems that this government has not got, and that is no experience. Yes, Starmer might have been in charge of the CPS, and you might get some prime ministers that have got a bit more experience than Starmer. But Starmer is a right wet lettuce, to say the least. And how do I put it? It seems to many people that all he's doing is dragging the country down. And the way people are feeling is that UK needs a proper Prime Minister. UK needs a proper government that's got balls. When I say balls, to bring Britain back to what it was formerly like. A world leader in manufacturing, a world leader in steel production. But what have we got? We've got companies owned by the bloody Chinese and every nationality under the sun in the UK because our governments have sold us out. And all they want to do is gain short-term profits for long-term gains. And that, my dear friends, is the truth. And I have seen many prime ministers come and go. I've lost count. I really have lost count. I remember it was the first prime minister I really remember was Harold Wilson, and that's going back a few years. Then Callaghan, and it just becomes a blur after that. I don't know, I just remember those two. There's probably a few others here and there, but I just feel that none of these people in government have got any real experience in running companies. And it just seems that they're so far out of touch with reality. It seems to me that people have got their heads stuck up their arses and they have not got a clue how to get them out. And that is the British government for you. You might not like what I say, but that is what I feel is the truth. Now, if we had Donald Trump in place, I think there would be a huge difference. I think Donald Trump would make Britain a fantastic place. I think he's doing an absolute outstanding job in America. I don't agree with everything he's done. I'll give you that. But it just seems that this government has just turned people against people, robbed the poorest people in our nation, pissed off the farmers, given money to other countries, right, and their farmers instead of supporting our farmers, yeah, given train drivers a £10,000 pay increase, yeah, now they're going to start doing the other things as well. And it just goes on and on and on and on. And if you want honest truth, it certainly does piss me off to think we were once a great nation, but now we are no more. We've been sold out. We have got a government with civil servants that they don't know what they're bloody doing. The problem I see is this, right? They're up in their little ivory towers, or wherever they are. They don't grasp reality. That is the biggest problem. They do not grasp what it's like to try and keep your head above water. They've never been in the position where you've got no money coming in. They've never been unemployed, probably. But it just seems to me that they do not grasp what it's like to be a person living in this country. But no, hey ho, we can have 10,000 illegal immigrants coming into the UK. Sorry about that. And yet again, how many thousands came in last year? I could go on and on and on. And I'll tell you what, yes, it will bore you to tears. And the police, there's another point of view. I travel up and down the countryside. I travel literally thousands and thousands of miles a year. I have travelled in the space of about 6 weeks, over 10,000 miles. Alright? And that's a lot of miles. And the other point I'm going to make is the police. When do I ever see the police? When do I ever see the police pulling up motorists? When do I see the police upholding the law? I don't. If the fact be known, I do not see the police doing a job that they're supposed to be doing. Yes, they might be in the towns and the cities patrolling the roads, but what about all these accidents that happen on the motorways? All these laws that have been broken on the motorways? There's no adequate policing service, or if there is, they're not being used adequately, or it's insufficient police. And as for civil servants, are they giving us good value for money? No. And I don't have a lot of faith in government. I do not trust the government because of the past records of what they've done in the past. They've lied to us, they've deceived us, and when you do ask them a straight question, you don't get a straight answer. You remember what Gordon Brown called that woman? A bigot? That was just the tip of the iceberg. I wonder what else has been going on behind closed doors. Yeah. This governments are completely incompetent. And I will say this as well. So are the civil servants behind the scenes. Because if we had some civil servants with some balls, and this government with some balls, we won't be in this bloody mess now. Where we've got every nationality, apart from a small amount of British businesses, running the businesses in this country, profiteering from the British public and using that to establish a better income for their own country. It doesn't end. It literally doesn't end. In my next video, I'll tell you what I see about all these foreigners coming to the country and the intelligence services, right? How it will impact this nation's security. That's what I think, and that's what I'm going to tell you. So best stay tuned for that one. So thanks for watching. See you next video. And please like, share and subscribe. And leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Thanks everyone. Take care. Bye.